Everyone who moved to the UK should be cautious, as the government is now sending police to detain those identified as illegal migrants. Following Prime Minister Rishi Sunak's recent announcement, the first deportation flight is imminent. It's important to consider what comes next. The deportation bill affects both legal and illegal migrants, as confirmed by the Home Office recently. This is causing a decline in numbers, especially among care workers. If your visa in the UK has expired, if you've been jobless since your care company's licence was revoked, or if you're an asylum seeker, this update is crucial for you. Stay tuned for the latest updates on UK immigration. The government has started arresting migrants for deportation. I'll provide detailed insights into these new developments, focusing on who the UK government is targeting. But before we get into it, be sure to subscribe to our channel, UK Uncensored, for daily updates on UK visas and immigration. Now let's get started. British authorities have launched operations to detain migrants preparing for deportation to Rwanda as part of Prime Minister Rishi Sunak's immigration policy. The UK Home Office released a video on Wednesday showing armed immigration officers handcuffing people at their homes and escorting them for deportation. In a statement, the UK government announced a series of nationwide operations before the first deportations, which are set to begin in the next 9 to 11 weeks.
The parties have been talking about immigration, but what does the public think? Well, an exclusive poll for Sky News has found that across the country, 43% of people asked thought that immigration has a negative impact on British society. That's compared to 35% here who say it has a positive impact. So clear difference there. And there are also clear differences between age groups. 54% of 18 to 24-year-olds thinks that immigration has a positive effect. But the older you get, the lower this number comes down. When you get to 65 and over, only 20% of these people thought immigration is good for society. And the results vary according to location. Actually, it's only in London and in Scotland that people were more likely to say that immigration has a positive impact. So the lighter the colour here, the less supportive people are of immigration. You see that band here, Northern Ireland not included in this survey. But the poll also revealed deep political distrust among the public. 52% of people said they think Labour aren't telling the truth about what they really think about immigration. Not much better for the Conservatives, only 49% here, so not a big difference, saying the same thing about them. The Lib Dems doing slightly better, maybe they spelt it out better. But every region, every demographic distrusted the main two parties here on this point. The exception here, Reform UK, the only...
Interior Minister James Cleverly stressed that enforcement teams were working hard to quickly detain those without legal status in the country and arrange their deportation. Prime Minister Sunak, who is expected to call an election later this year, reiterated that the main immigration policy aims to deter English Channel crossings. However, unions and human rights organisations have expressed concern over the continuing wave of arrests. While some have successfully blocked transfers to detention centres, they report increasing difficulty in launching legal actions. The campaign of mass arrests targets a specific group identified by the Home Office. This initial group includes about 5,700 men and women who entered the UK without permission between January 2022 and June 2023. Individuals in this group have received notices indicating they are being considered for deportation on the first flight. However, recent information reveals a troubling trend. The Home Office has lost contact with thousands of potential deportees. So far, only 2,143 individuals have been detained, leaving more than 3,500 unaccounted for. Some are believed to have crossed the Northern Irish border into Ireland, while others have missed mandatory appointments with UK authorities. Ministers have stressed that enforcement teams will continue their efforts to locate them. Several migrants who did attend mandatory appointments with UK authorities as part of their asylum applications this week have been arrested and are set to be on the first deportation flight.
More than 1 million people, including their families, have come to the UK on foreign student visas since January 2021. Not everyone goes home when their visa expires, including Danabal from India.
Was it always your intention that you wouldn't actually be a student? It was just a way of getting a visa?
This is the only reason for that. I just want to save my life.
But you didn't ever plan to be a student?
No.
Determined to get to the UK and stay, Danabal says his politics got him into trouble with the Indian police, so he paid an agency there £7,000 to arrange a university place in Britain. He ended up on a course in the north of England, but says he only stayed a month.
I just thought that, okay, this is the only way I can get through, but I didn't know about other options. So that's why I just used this.
We've met Danabal in Sheffield, but he moves around the country, his life undocumented, relying on cash-in-hand jobs to survive because his student visa has expired.
I'm doing garden cleaning today.
Garden cleaning?
Yeah.
And do they pay you?
No, they didn't pay me. They left this class today.
This is another visa overstayer, Suresh, also from India. He says he's been given clothes for doing someone's garden in London. He says he didn't even start his course in Wales. He spent 7 years just existing like this since his student visa ran out.
I don't want to continue studies. I don't want to go to college. So that's why, actually, I tried many countries, not only UK. So suddenly I got visa from UK, so that's why I came.
The body which represents
The government has not provided exact numbers for arrests made since the operation began on Monday. Arrests have occurred throughout the UK, including England, Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland, in cities such as Bristol, Liverpool, Birmingham and Glasgow. Can legal action stop the deportations? The Conservative Party's plan to deport immigrants who entered the UK without authorisation has faced more than 2 years of legal challenges and political disputes between the two houses of Parliament. In June 2022, the European Court of Human Rights halted the first flight scheduled to take refugees to Rwanda at the last minute. Last year, the UK Supreme Court declared the deportation scheme unlawful, citing the government's failure to ensure the safety of migrants upon arrival in Rwanda. On Wednesday, the Senior Civil Servants Union, FDA, filed for a judicial review of the government's Rwanda plan. They argue that complying with the minister's demands could put their members at risk of breaching international law. Appeals can be lodged at the European Court of Human Rights, but this process is time-consuming and unlikely to prevent relocation to Rwanda. In the meantime, it is unclear how this situation will develop, especially regarding whether the bill will be overturned by the European Court of Human Rights. Currently, the Prime Minister has stated that the court cannot yet rule it out, meaning the bill remains in effect. If your visa has expired in the UK, if you have been jobless since your care company's licence was revoked, or if you are an asylum seeker, it's important to stay informed about these developments. In the coming weeks, as the UK government intensifies its efforts to carry out these deportations, it's essential for affected individuals to stay updated and understand their rights. Legal experts emphasise the importance of seeking legal advice immediately if you receive a notice of intent or if you have any concerns about your immigration status. Many organisations provide pro bono legal services to assist migrants facing deportation, ensuring they have access to the necessary resources and support. Human rights organisations are also ramping up their efforts to challenge the deportation policy. Advocacy groups argue that the policy violates international human rights laws and the UK's commitments under various international treaties. They are calling for increased transparency and due process in handling deportation cases, urging the government to consider the humanitarian implications of its actions. Despite the legal and political challenges, the government remains steadfast in its approach. The Home Office has reiterated that it will continue to enforce immigration laws strictly, prioritising national security and public order. This stance has garnered support from some segments of the public who believe that firm action is necessary to manage immigration effectively. However, the policy's implementation has faced practical obstacles. Reports indicate that some detention centres are operating at or near capacity, raising concerns about the conditions in which detainees are being held. Additionally, logistical issues have arisen, such as coordinating flights and ensuring that deportees have valid travel documents. Amid these developments, there has been significant media coverage highlighting personal stories of those affected by the deportation orders. These narratives often shed light on the complex circumstances many migrants face, including long-term residents who have established lives and families in the UK. The human element of these stories adds a poignant dimension to the debate, influencing public opinion and prompting calls for a more compassionate approach. The role of international relations cannot be overlooked in this context. The UK's agreement with Rwanda has faced scrutiny and criticism from various quarters, including international bodies and foreign governments. There are concerns about Rwanda's capacity to accommodate the influx of deportees and provide them with adequate support and protection. The Rwandan government, on its part, has expressed its commitment to upholding the agreement and ensuring that deportees are treated fairly. In Parliament, opposition parties have voiced strong objections to the deportation policy, accusing the government of adopting an inhumane approach. They have called for alternative solutions, such as comprehensive immigration reform and improved pathways to regularise the status of undocumented migrants. These proposals aim to balance the need for immigration control with the principles of fairness and human dignity. As the situation evolves, it is crucial for all stakeholders, including policymakers, legal experts, human rights advocates, and the affected individuals, to engage in constructive dialogue. Finding a balanced approach that addresses the complexities of immigration while upholding human rights will be essential. For those directly impacted, the immediate focus should be on understanding their legal options and seeking timely assistance. Community support networks play a vital role in providing emotional and practical support, helping individuals navigate the challenges they face during this uncertain period. So the UK's deportation policy continues to generate significant debate and controversy. While the government is determined to proceed with its plans, legal and humanitarian challenges persist. The coming months will likely see continued legal battles, public protests, and advocacy efforts aimed at protecting the rights of migrants. Staying informed and engaged is critical for anyone affected by these policies, and seeking legal counsel is an important step in ensuring that one's rights are upheld. As the situation develops, we will keep you updated with the latest news and insights on UK immigration. Remember to subscribe to our channel for ongoing updates and information.